To discuss, we're joined by Numsa spokesperson Phakamile Hlubi. In fact, she's not with us right now. One of my first questions will be, do they hope for success? Because we have seen these issues about vaccine mandates being taken to the CCMA in the past. Ms. Hlubi, are you there with us? Phakamile, can you hear me? It's Francis.
I can hear you now.
Okay,
yes,
great.
hi.
We've got you. As far as I know, there have been several cases like this that have gone to the CCMA. And I think the CCMA has always found that vaccine mandates are reasonable. Why do you think it could be different this time around?
Well, what we know is there's one case where the CCMA found the vaccine mandate to be acceptable. In our view, that case was a bit of a questionable one. But let me give you the circumstances regarding the case of the 27 members at Gautrain. First of all, in terms of what is expected in terms of the policies, we are a recognized trade union in Gautrain. Gautrain had a duty to consult us and consult our health and safety officials as they were developing their mandatory vaccine policy. They never did either of those processes. Secondly, our members applied for exemption because that was a process which was given to workers. Workers were allowed to apply for exemption if they felt that they couldn't vaccinate. And what we found strange about Gautrain's exemption policy is that every single one of the 27 members who were reluctant to vaccinate, and some of them actually had very clear medical reasons why they couldn't do so, were rejected. So we believe that we've got a very strong foundation for us to take this case all the way to the Constitutional Court if necessary, in order to affirm the rights that are already enshrined in the Constitution when it comes to this issue of vaccines.
Yeah.
And what has strengthened our case is Pfizer's own admission this week about over 1,000 supposed side effects in relation to this vaccine, which we believe Gautrain had a duty to consider before taking the steps of suspending our members.
Gautrain has been reported as saying only 2 people have been placed on suspension, not 27. And it's also saying that it did consult Numsa shop stewards between October and December last year. Are neither of those statements true?
There are 27 members who are facing disciplinary action. Their hearings will be heard on the 14th and the 15th of March. That's the truth.
Okay, so 27 currently suspended.
27 suspended. And as Numsa, we are currently preparing to do the work to support and represent them at those hearings. But we believe that if that process does not work out the way we hope it does, and we suspect that might be the case, this is why we're saying we're already calling them out, because we believe that they did not follow the processes. We were not consulted. And on that basis, we are going to go and exercise all our rights as the law allows us to do so in order to defend the rights of members. Right now, government has not resolved this question. They have not resolved the question of the mandatory vaccination policy, number one. Number two, there's been no changes in the Constitution with regards to the rights of individuals not to vaccinate. So we want to understand on what basis Gautrain can be so confident that they can start a process where we know that, for example, once these hearings are concluded, our members are likely to be found unfit because they refuse to vaccinate, which means that they will be medically boarded. So these are the things that we are going to do everything in our power to prevent. And if necessary, we will have to go all the way to the Court in order to confirm the rights, not just of our members, but of all South African citizens who feel that their rights are being infringed in this regard.
Well, many people hope that it will go all the way to the Constitutional Court so we can get final clarity on this matter. So the CCMA is a different process. Is there anything that you are part of, any process going through the courts right now?
We have to go through the whole process. So for now, we know that the 14th and 15th is the disciplinary hearing internally within Gautrain. We are currently waiting for CCMA to give us a date so that we can be heard through their process. That's going to happen probably within the next couple of weeks. But either way, we are going to follow the process all the way until we get the result that we believe is the right result for members.
Yeah.
The result that is a reflection of what the Constitution guarantees.
What has happened with other companies? Numsa is a big trade union across organizations. Have there been cases where there has been consultation and you've been happy with that and workers have been happy with that? Or are these cases only starting to come up now?
Well, we can say that this is something that's starting to come up now. And it really does depend on the companies, because it's not all companies where we have a problem. We are highlighting Gautrain right now because it's an issue where 27 of our members are affected. But we have actually also just received information that at First National Battery, which is a company which is based in the Eastern Cape, there seems to be an issue there as well, where members are being threatened with this issue of mandatory vaccination. So depending on what the cases are, we are going to pursue it, and we are going to use those cases as a way to secure the rights of all workers on this issue.
All right, thank you very much. Numsa spokesperson Phakamile Hlubi-Majola.